missing persons, strange phantoms in a farmer's field, and their Bermuda Triangle. How do they all connect? This week on on Debris, definitely on Debris. Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And today we're going to be talking about the fourth episode of Debris, coming to you from NBC and streaming on Peacock and on Hulu. The fourth episode entitled Solar Winds. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Stick around because I have opinions. Debris episode 4, Solar Winds, picks up where the previous episode left off. That is, with Brian being checked out by the orbital people to see if, getting a weird debris clone had anything to do with, his overall health. But once he's cleared, they're free to move on to the next bit of debris. And this bit of debris is in a field in the middle of nowhere in Ohio. And apparently it's a dimensional door, but not a door that opens. So Finola and Brian and the rest of the Orbitals team have got to figure out exactly what the nature of this thing is and why can they see people, phantoms, in the weird square. And also, what does this have to do with the debris? Because there's no debris apparently to be found. But because Orbital's been called in and because Finola and her MI6 counterparts are there, apparently this must be something debris related. So the rest of the episode really is about unraveling the mystery, the unsolved mystery, if you will, of what's going on in this field. At the same time, back with Orbital, we see the Brian's boss of Orbital doing some shady junk, double dealing, if you will, trying to find a piece of the debris in connection with a Russian operative who has a similar job to deal with debris in the world. So it becomes clear that it isn't just about keeping the debris out of other people's hands. It's also being used as political currency. But he's doing it behind the back of his boss. Some conspiracy stuff is happening. Feels very X-Files-ish. And if you feel like that while you're watching this, you wouldn't be off base. Like, this is very X-Files-ish. And in some ways, not in a good way. There's some things that really bother me about this episode. First of all, I'm just going to tell you, the episode's okay. To be perfectly honest, it repeats the sins of previous episodes, in that it's dull. Like, it's very dull in many ways. I didn't know that there was so much screen time could be devoted to people just standing around looking, just staring into space, pontificating about the existential crises of this particular issue. Of course, that issue is this apparent screen door or whatever. It looks like a TV screen, something weird that seems to have people trapped in it. And there's no way to interact with the people, but apparently the people can see them. And it just happens that they are able to sort of talk to somebody through radiation. And at the same time, they are trying to find whatever piece of debris is making this happen. Okay, we get that. That's an interesting premise. Why does it have to be so dull? And why does it have to? There's some things about this that bother me. This is a nominally science fiction show, but it feels a lot like those episodes of X-Files where they say, fuck science, dare to believe. You have to dare to believe. You guys are supposed to be scientists. You just, I've never seen a science show where they're like, there's no evidence supporting this hypothesis, not even hypothesis, conjecture at all. But let's run with it because clearly, reasons. It's really bad science. Let's call it what it is. Bad science. It feels more like, Fox Mulder saying, "Oh, well, obviously someone abducted them, or obviously this is okay. How do you know?" I found myself watching this saying, "Well, how the hell do you know? You're just throwing stuff out there." There's some Native American legend about gates that you can walk through, so clearly this must be it, because there could be no other explanation, and it's just infuriating that they actually turn out to be right. That's not. This is not a sci. I'm starting to believe this is not a sci-fi show. This is a sci-fantasy show. There's a veneer of science on it to make it seem plausible, but there's a lot of bullshit going on too. Now, of course, the alien technology. Arthur C. Clarke says any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. I'll take that, but this is they proclaim to be scientists trying to understand and track this shit down. Actually do some science. I'm just saying. Like for instance, when the hell did hazmat suits become optional? These guys, everyone else has a hazmat suit. Finola and Brian just walking around like, oh, I'm immune to radiation. It's all good. And they must have been listening to me. They brought in a science guy, and he's fucking useless. Just useless. Like, it's not good when the science guy's like, "Nope, I can't do anything about this. Not enough information," which I appreciate the honesty, but what the fuck are you doing there? If you can't, we need more science knowledge, not less. We already got Finola throwing out, essentially no better than astrology or something, ideas, and Brian running around with it talking about, faith over reason. Come on. I tell you. There's all that's going on. It's so dull because they focus on all of that. Yes, you can see where it's going. There's someone trapped there. They find out that she's really is a missing person. All of a sudden, that must be the answer. Everybody here is a missing person. And of course, that's true because Brian said so. It must be true. Then they, once they figure out how it's all working, of course, they find a piece of debris. That was interesting. Looks like there's going to be a confrontation with other debris stealers or seekers or whatever. None of that. There's just fake tension. And then, so they are able to bring everybody out, and of course these are people that have been missing for over the decades. That's cool. It reads like an X-Files episode. Truly, just replace alien abduction with random dimensional pocket dimension shift, whatever. And it's so nice. It's really nice that they're able to draw inspiration for the pocket dimension thing, because apparently Finola's dad was big on this. Oh, there's side dimensions. He sounds like Ron Popeil trying to tell you like he's gonna sell you a pocket dimension. Like, what if I were to tell you? He literally says, "What if I were to tell you there's pocket dimensions, no, only for 4 easy payments of $99.99. You can have your own pocket dimension." It's I guess I say the best part about this was actually, once again, the conspiracy stuff about what's Orbital really up to, and what is this other clandestine organization really up to, and how are they in a fight. And we saw this cool little bit of debris that's like a little portal, like the game Portal. That was awesome. I would love a whole episode just on that, and less of this Brian and Finola stuff until they start acting like actual science. How you actually make Mulder and Scully seem like more meticulous investigators and better scientists, and it shouldn't be like that. This show is supposed to be like Fringe and X-Files crossed over, and it's more like X-Files, and Fringe is sort of like, it's sort of window dressing. I expect better. Anyway, that's my review of the episode. I'd say, this wasn't a great episode. I think if you know, stick around, watch the episode, stick around for a couple more episodes and see where it's going. But if it's going to stay like this, I might have to drop off this train. It's not taking me anywhere that I really want to go at the moment. So that's my review of episode 4 of Debris, Solar Winds. Well, what did you guys think of the episode? And did you agree with me, not agree with me? Hey, if you want to let me know what you think about it and what you think about this review, you can always jump down to the comments and leave your thoughts, or you can reach me by email, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, or on Twitter, supernotfunnys1, and we'll get there and chop it up about Debris. Also, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Join the Super Not Funny Show fam and hit that subscribe button. Also, hit the notification bell so you can know when we drop new content, and we do that every week. New reactions, new reviews, and just anything else that floats our pop culture boat. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining me for this review of Debris. Join me back here next week as we look at the 5th episode of Debris. I have been Mo Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace!